Hello and good evening once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. I'm your news anchor, Wadulo Mark Arnold, and I'm going to be taking you for the next 1 hour. So please do sit tight. And this is the bulletin to start with. In our first story, the director of the Eastern Africa Standby Force, Brigadier General retired Paul Kahuria Njema, has urged participants at the just concluded African Integrated Mission Planning course for the East Africa Standby Force to be cognizant of the strategic objective initiated by their leaders for a common African defense and security mechanism of the African Union. General Njema made the call as he presided over the closure of a one-week training that was held in Entebbe, and this course, which was composed of the military, police, and civilian components, aimed at preparing participants for any dynamic mission towards addressing a crisis scenario. The Director Personnel and Administration Air Force, Brigadier General Julius Bagonza, who represented the Chief of Staff Air Force, urged the participants to enhance their knowledge and understanding of integrated crisis management approaches and collaboration amongst different stakeholders, namely the police and civilian components, amidst the security dynamics in the region. The Eastern Africa Standby Force currently consists of 10 member states, and these are Burundi, Comoros, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, Seychelles, Somalia, Sudan, and Uganda.
To bring the Eastern African region member states population together, and therefore we can be able to together we can be able to move as one.
And in more news, King Oyo Nyimba Kabamba Guru Kidi IV has unveiled his short documentary, The King Oyo Royal Rwenzori Mountain Expedition, with the primary aim of promoting tourism in the region and showcasing the natural wonders and beauty of the Rwenzori Mountains. Premiered at the International University of East Africa, King Oyo called on the government to take a more proactive role in promoting responsible tourism.
His Majesty Omukama Oyo Nyimba Kabamba Guru Kidi IV took up the challenge to climb Mount Rwenzori to fulfill his childhood dream and draw attention to the impact of climate change, emphasizing the significant role of environmental conservation and promoting the Rwenzori Mountain as a unique adventure tourism attraction.
Put it up. Yes. Now climb up.
One of the most visible consequences of climate change in Uganda is the rapid loss of glaciers, which have reduced from 6.5 square kilometers in 1906 to less than 1 square kilometer in 2003. These Rwenzori glaciers are projected to disappear before the end of this century.
Climate change is not just a distant threat. It is affecting our environment right here, right now. The increasing frequency and intensity of extreme adverse weather events, such as storms, droughts, and floods, are clear indicators of the impact we are facing. Our rivers are drying up, biodiversity is declining, and ecosystems are under immense pressure.
This expedition, led by King Oyo, serves as a testament to his commitment to the sustainable development and prosperity of Toro, while highlighting the captivating allure of Uganda's natural treasures.
Tourism not only brings economic prosperity, but also plays a vital role in raising awareness about the importance of preserving our natural heritage. I believe that through responsible tourism, we can inspire visitors to become active participants in conservation efforts and sustainable practices. Preserving our natural resources is paramount to ensuring a thriving environment for generations to come.
The message in the gospel tonight revolves around a deep appreciation for their patriotic king, who has taken the bold step to explore Uganda's vast tourism potential.
Give a clear message out there that Uganda is the most beautiful mountain to hike You can't compare it. If the Kenyans were here, the Tanzanians. Yes, the debate is clear. There is no mountain that has beauty like this we've just seen.
Mary Namkose, Juma Nsamba, UBC News.
When I asked, they explained to me that they were...
Over 2.3 billion shillings has been raised by Kabale Catholic Diocese under this year's Bishop's Annual Appeal Fund, where all the proceeds will be committed to establishing and operations of St. Ignatius University, Kabale. The climax of the 2023 BAF events has been hosted at Rushoroja Cathedral in Kabale district.
On Saturday, 25th November 2023, the Catholic community of Kabale Diocese gathered at Rushoroja Cathedral in Kabale district to witness the climax of this year's Bishop's Annual Appeal Fund fundraising. The event was presided over by the Kabale Diocese Bishop Lubaramira. This year's Bishop's Annual Appeal Fund support is going towards the establishment and operations of St. Ignatius University, Kabale. The Greater Diocese of Kabale, in just a short period, has mobilized over 2.3 billion shillings towards this initiative.
Getting to 3 billion is a very, very big milestone. We are now very assured that we are going to start our university on a very big foundation. We are very determined. This is only the beginning.
Job well done. We want to thank everyone who has participated. And I think we look forward to continuously participating and contributing to this cause.
The Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomosi, attended the event as a representative of Prime Minister Robinah Nabbanja.
And the NRM government works closely with the church and other faith-based institutions to deliver services to the people. We appreciate the Bishop of Kabale Diocese, Bishop Kalisti Rubaramira, and the entire team in charge of the Catholic Church here in Kigezi for initiating this project of starting a university, St. Ignatius University, which is going to be based here in Kabale. And we've been raising resources, and we have collected over 2 billion shillings from contributions of all Christians and God-loving people. And starting next year, on the 8th of January, the university will open with the students. This is a very great initiative, and as government, we really appreciate and congratulate the church.
Dr. Baryomosi delivered a 10 million cash package from the Prime Minister, and on his own behalf, the Kanungu East Member of Parliament contributed shillings 80 million while pledging to support the university.
We will support and assist the university to have partnerships with other universities, especially outside Uganda. In the era of ICT and digital transformation, it is possible, for instance, to have partnerships with outside universities, especially these world-leading universities, and then the university can provide and offer joint degrees and joint academic qualifications.
A section of the community also commends the Catholic Church for this gesture.
There's quite a number of universities here, but I like the addition of this university because of its practicality. It has started with very practical courses: tourism, agriculture, business administration.
When you look at the population alone of Kigezi, and you look at the universities we have, where do you think all these children that finish university, finish senior 6 go? So we have much need, and even if we have added this one, it is also not enough.
St. Ignatius University Kabale is expected to open early next year.
The Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, has reassured Ugandans of government's commitment to boosting literacy through supporting education. Mrs. Museveni's message was conveyed by the Minister of State for Primary Education, Dr. Joyce Modiku Kaduchu, at the launch of the 34th Early Childhood Learning Centers in Mvepi and Rhino Refugee Settlement camps in Terego and Madiokolo districts, West Nile Sub-region, Northern Uganda.
The system of education in Uganda has a structure of 7 years of primary education, 6 years of secondary education divided into 4 years of lower and upper secondary school, and 3 to 5 years of post-secondary education. Realizing the imbalances in attaining education among children from underprivileged families, the NRM government in 1997 launched universal primary education to provide a free primary education to children in the country. When progress was made, in 2007, government started the free universal education policy, the first in all sub-Saharan nations, and this has seen enrollment rates, especially for girls and disadvantaged children, increase. However, sensing the need to extend basic learning to children between 3 and 5 years, in 2016, government launched the National Integrated Early Childhood Development Policy and Action Plan. Since then, the government, working with partners, has empowered communities by creating better chances of doing well at school for children between 3 and 8 years. The Ministry of Education and Sports, in conjunction with the BRAC, started the construction works for ECD projects in Mvepi and Rhino Refugee Settlement camps in Terego and Madi Okolo districts in Western Nile Sub-region as basic models of learning. Commissioning these ECD centers, the Minister of State for Primary Education, Dr. Joyce Modiku Kaduchu, who represented the First Lady, also Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, tasked parents to fight poverty through investing in their children's education foundations.
On behalf of Government of Uganda and Mama Janet, the Minister of Education and Sports, today we commissioned this building for the ECD Center to enable these learners to learn and obtain quality education. And we say this for God and my country in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. One of the solutions is to invest in ECD to start at tender age. Foundational learning goes up to P3. If we interest these learners, these children, as they are, they like school. At this stage, it's play. We teach them through play. We want manners. We want them to aspire to be great people. We want to build the right attitude in them at this stage. As they go to P1, P2, P3, they should be able to write and read, literacy and numeracy.
The program ensures holistic learning and development for children.
Looking at the physical development, socio-emotional, cognitive, language and communication.
Terego District Education Officer Wilfred Saka is convinced that these community schools will see the integration of learning.
The language we are now talking about is transitioning, integration, which means these community schools that these centers BRAC has opened are going to feed into. These ECD learners will finally become P1 pupils. They need the primary schools, and the primary schools are all community schools.
Despite the government's efforts towards literacy and education through direct funding, grants, loans and partnerships, there are still challenges to education in the Western Nile Sub-region.
The 175 million that we have as a district can only put 2 classroom blocks. And as such, we have decided now to go and put toilets. We have only 76 primary schools. And yet Madiokolo has 280 villages.
There are 2 different funds that we send to the district. Each district is to use that money not for new construction, Mr. Chairman. The guideline is clear. It is meant for rehabilitation.
However, Minister Kaduchu was overwhelmed by the increasing number of learners who drop out of school before completion at different learning levels.
In 2017, we had a total of 1.8 million learners in primary one. This year, 2023, out of 1.8 million, the 60% drop out of primary cycle. When we gave PLE this year, only 749,000. 40% of the learners reached primary 7 and sat PLE. Next year, I do not want to see Madiokolo in the tail of the releasing of PLE results when it comes.
The country director, Braka Stella Atuhaire, elaborates on their continued support to communities.
Some of the interventions in primary schools are attached to primary schools. So we don't only support children 3 to 5, but in that instance, we also extend up to 8 because we know there are challenges transitioning to primary 1, to primary 2 and 3.
Braka operates on 3 pillars: education, sensitization and empowerment of the population.
That she has saved 290 in the box now.
How long has she been serving?
7 months.
The 35 early childhood development centers commissioned in these 2 districts are part of the 75 constructed so far across the country and come with humanitarian play hubs. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.
LC3 chairpersons in Bukonzo County West constituency in Kasese district have embarked on joint ways of promoting and popularizing government programs despite their political affiliations. We have a detailed report on the story.
Chairpersons under their umbrella G8 believe that if they worked as a team in implementing government programs in their areas of jurisdiction, poverty levels would be reduced. During their quarterly meeting held at Mpondwe One-Stop Border Post in Mpondwe Lubiriha Town Council, the chairperson G8, Mr. Peter Kakule, advised the members to create model villages for the parish development model program from where their beneficiaries can borrow a leaf.
When they say the parish development, that's Kawad model. At least let us select in every sub-county, every town council, one ward, one parish, or one village that will become a real model. Where all the 7 pillars will suit. We have given them money,
He also revealed that the G8 as an umbrella is working closely with security organs in ensuring that sanity prevails in Bukonzo County West.
The series of meetings we have held with security personnel, working closely with the community leaders, the community people, has helped us to see that really now there is sanity. The operation that were on Lake Edward helped us very much to see that really the capture of Njovu has given us some breeze, and I would do appeal that if other rebels, other ADF rebels are still there, they should heed to the amnesty His Excellency has put in place.
The LC3 chairperson, Karambi Sub-County Buhindo Paddy, expressed a concern of wild animals from Queen Elizabeth National Park that have hindered food production.
But we have created a unity of LC3 chairpersons in order that we can move together since we are serving the same people who are having the same problems. Like as I'm saying, most of the people in Karampi, they go to Katojo for cultivation. Now if I leave fighting an elephant that are affecting crops in Katojo, it means my people will again suffer. Now G8 has helped us to make sure that we solve other problems using our knowledge, not even going very far away.
The town clerk Mpondwe Rubiriha Town Council, Moses Mugisa, is optimistic that once the leaders stick to to their intended cause of unity, the gesture would foster collective development.
Our people need services. We are doing badly. Government has done a lot, but there's a lot that is needed. A lot more is needed. So can we have this as an opportunity for us to open for money, for maybe equipment, and many other things related to the police to get services.
Preterm birth is the leading cause of neonatal mortality and morbidity. Early diagnosis and interventions are critical to improving the clinical outcomes of extremely premature infants. In our special feature, experts explain the causes of preterm babies and patterns of psychological distress in mothers of preterm infants. Let's take a look.
Preterm birth is a stressful event for families. The unexpected early delivery may cause negative feelings in mothers and fathers. The World Health Organization defines preterm as birth that occurs before 37 weeks of gestation. Frank Namakula, a mother from Chiboga district, narrates her ordeal and how she is coping, having given birth to a baby at 25 weeks. Namakula says that she got a referral from Chiboga Hospital to Mulago Specialized Women and Neonatal Hospital.
So when we went to theater, I knew what I was going to face. I was ready for anything. But thank God the baby came out alive. He was taken to a nursery. The first day I didn't go to see him, but after the first day I went there and it was, I can say it was traumatizing. The baby was so little. It was my first experience. It was my first, because him being my first child, I can say it was traumatizing.
Research has shown that premature birth is a distressing event for parents that often report symptoms of post-traumatic stress for several years.
During the course of the journey, there is that week that was really traumatizing for me. They kept telling me to do those tests, I found them so hard tests. I remember the doctor telling me, now we are going to the Heart Institute. I was like, Jesus Christ. You do not want to know what I thought. I saw myself on a plane to India. I saw myself doing car washes, all those things. When they told me Heart Institute, I was like, okay, it's over now. Then from the Heart Institute, they were telling me we are now going to do our brain test. So just know that week wasn't easy for me because all the tests were really hard. And when they tell you a test today, the test is going to be done the next day. That whole time you're thinking so much. Now what if it's negative? What if it's this? What if it's that?
Namakula advised fellow mothers who are nursing preterm babies not to lose hope or even abandon their precious babies.
I think it's not necessary to lose hope, sincerely, because if you're seeing someone grow, it's like planting something and then you're seeing it grow. You know that happiness you have, that courage. You leave alone all the challenges. You leave alone all the challenges. You put aside everything. The fact that you're seeing something that you're waiting for, this is something that you're waiting for, something that is keeping you in the hospital, but it's improving, it's growing. I think that alone is good enough to keep us moving.
The Parliamentary Committee on Health is now advocating for increased months for maternity leave for working mothers who give birth to preterm babies. And Namakula supports the move. Mulago Specialized Women and Neonatal Hospital has set up a mothers club where mothers meet social workers and psychologists to discuss how to deal with stress.
So counseling goes on, mental, because of the mental issues that may be going on in the mother's mind, also the fathers. So there is support even to breastfeeding and many other areas.
The executive director of Mulago Women's Hospital revealed that in the last year's admission, the hospital admitted over 1,385 babies, and out of which 35% were preterm babies.
The proportion that was less than 1,000 grams was 12.6%. This is quite significant for us as a country to see that we are able to look after babies as less than 1,000 grams. And we are seeing success. We are seeing our babies survive, and I'm glad to let you know that the lowest surviving baby was born at 24 weeks of pregnancy. A normal pregnancy is from 37 weeks and above. This baby was around 5.5 months and weighed 500 grams.
Preterm birth is the leading cause of neonatal mortality and morbidity, and early diagnosis and interventions are critical to improve the clinical outcomes of extremely premature infants.
So with a dedicated team of health workers, committed, highly skilled, and with the equipment that we have and the medical supplies, it has been made possible. So we are grateful to the government of Uganda that has made this possible for us.
Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Jovia ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa, amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ag'ewala ennyo, okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo, ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo. Okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa. Jovia, kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli.
Tewali kumu ku kiki osobola okukola omukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
Netu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Netu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Prof Bio Research, winners of the Best East Africa Brand Award 2023, invites you for the 8th Great Sundowner Centers Miracle Committee from 26 November to 2nd December 2023, full week blast. Keynote trainer Omukenku Funyanzi Julius, Chuma Chiwagala Chuma. Topics include Pampers and Vermiculite soil fertilizers production, mechanized banana juice production and preservation, Ganoderma mushroom cultivation and castor plant cultivation, aloe vera gel and juice making and castor oil making, bathing and herbal soap production and matchbox making at Equatorial Mall Hall Rooftop from 26 November to 2nd December 2023, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Entrance 100,000 shillings or book via mobile money on 0703 152 152. Buy a ticket at 100,000 shillings and get a free tray of saffron eggs, Ganoderma mushroom garden and a training certificate.
Lagos.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now take you into more news. War victims living around Bologna Memorial site where the Lord's Resistance Army massacred hundreds of people in 2004 have received clean piped water in response to the water crisis the community has been grappling with. The solar-powered water system is constructed with a capacity to produce 3,500 litres per hour to serve 7 villages surrounding this site. More details in this report.
The Bologna massacre on February 21, 2004 was one of the worst atrocities committed by Lord's Resistance Army. 121 people are reported to have been slaughtered by the rebels. 19 years later, the place has risen from ashes to the World Monumental Site for Peace. Besides government efforts in constructing roads and institutions at and around the site, locals say access to clean water has been a challenge. The only borehole in the parish was being shared by 7 villages.
We suffer for many years without water as Bologna. Imagine 7 villages with 1 borehole. So this water will help us a lot.
Otuke Harvest Foundation, a non-governmental organization, has constructed a solar-powered water system in this area with the capacity to produce 3,500 litres hourly.
We are going to see the catchment and the population who are going to use that. Then we shall compute for them how much money each should pay per month to help them what? In facilitating the operation and maintenance.
Joseph Opio, the project coordinator, explained that the project focuses to empower war victims economically.
The source will come from the borehole we drill, pumping the water direct to the tap, to the tank, so that from here, distribution of water can now go to different households.
A water source can be motorized into a pipe water system if it can produce a minimum of 2,500 litres of water per hour. The water system will serve the entire area, including schools and the health centre under construction, without any shortage. Ediolwa, UBC News.
Kerala Semanja Uganda, in partnership with the Indian High Commission and the Indian Association in Uganda, have launched a fundraising drive toward completion of Mwesigwa International School and home care for people with disabilities located in Iganga district. To this effect, a one-day football and cricket tournament has been organized at KCCA football grounds on 26th November 2023, where funds will be collected to be directed to this cause.
My workplace, I have 2 colleagues.
Mwesigwa International School and Home Care for People with Disabilities is located in Naigobia Sub-County, Iganga District. The school has for a long time struggled with inadequate structure to cater for the children with disability that they look after. These are now to benefit from the Bharat Premier League tournament, which targets completion of some of the school structures.
Main aim or our main focus should be for developing or constructing a school for disabled. And that is actually near to Iganga village actually.
Depo says, having visited the school, they realized how important it was for these children to have a decent shelter over their heads.
That means we have identified the school and we have been there, and the school is belonging to the disabled actually, because we found that it's a bit challenging for those students actually. So we are finishing off the structure of a school which can help the students to study in a proper way.
And Kerala Samajan took the initiative that we will make sure all those 20-25 disabled children will have a proper roof.
Members of Kerala Samanja Uganda and the Indian Association in Uganda were in support of this drive, saying it will help to bring the Indian community in Uganda together.
This is an opportunity for all of us to work together, irrespective of the state, the language, everything. The unity in diversity, that is what we really see here. And this has to improve, and the more and more things will come.
We have a beauty when one association takes lead, we all join them and boost them.
And I'm sure
this event organized by Kerala Association will send a strong message back home in India, especially when Indian Association has strong representation from Kerala. Sathinaji, our secretary, Parishnaka is always very active. Thank you.
The 16 participating teams received jerseys, and the winners will be awarded with 2 million Ugandan shillings cash prize. Mary Namgose, UBC News.
Ministry of Education and Sports together with the Education Board are set to conduct the November 2023 Allied Health Examinations. The Uganda Allied Health Examinations Department Board Chairperson Rose Nasali, while briefing invigilators and coordinators at their offices in Ntinda, urged them to apply their patriotic values while conducting this exercise.
The Uganda Allied Health Examinations Board has flagged off coordinators and invigilators for the November 2023 Allied Health Examinations. At the briefing, officiated by the UAHEB Board Chairperson Rose Nasali, the examiners were reminded to work within the UAHEB core values.
Say that as you move out to carry out a mandate for the nation, carry your patriotic values with you and stand and represent our country, Uganda, wherever you will be.
These were also cautioned on providing a conducive environment during these exams in order to come up with products that will provide quality health.
It requires to bring out the skills that you had hidden, because you've come from an area where everyone understands you, and you're going into an environment where everyone is on tension and everyone is seeing you as an enemy, because everyone wants to pass and they will want to do everything to make sure they pass.
A total of 19,864 candidates are sitting for these exams, with 5,272 being final students. The board still has a backlog of COVID-19 students.
COVID was also had disadvantages because new programs have been brought on board. Like right now we have a program of emergency care, and we have new candidates that are going to be examined on how to handle emergencies.
According to the Executive Secretary, Uganda Allied Health Examinations Board, Joseph Agondwa, the board has come up with measures to curb malpractice in this exercise.
One of the tough measures the body takes, if a candidate is found with any small material in an examination, the rest of the other papers which he even or she would have completed are cancelled. So you find it means the candidate lose the entire semester examination, which is very painful to the candidates and also to the parents.
Paul Kasigaire, the in charge of health, education and training at the Ministry of Education and Sports, who represented the Commissioner Health Training, cautioned the examiners to conduct the exercise following their professional ethics.
So, I encourage you to work with honest, sincerity and integrity as you are implementing and enforcing your HEP programs.
The board has accredited 227 examination centers in 72 allied health training institutions to hold 30 programs in both diploma and certificates. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
The Advocates Coalition for Development and Environment, ACOD, has initiated a comprehensive training program aimed at enhancing the capacity of environmental journalists, focused on elucidating the intricate interplay between the extractive sector and climate change. The training is a strategic endeavor to equip journalists with the essential knowledge and tools needed for precise and insightful reporting. We have a detailed report.
In a proactive response to Uganda's urgent climate change challenges and the insufficient media attention devoted to related issues, the Advocates Coalition for Development and Environment, ACOD, organized a comprehensive training session at Sky's Hotel, Nakuru. ACOD's initiatives aims to enhance media engagement, optimize information distribution and promote awareness of the intricate link between climate change and the extractive sector, making a substantial impact. Journalists received vital knowledge and tools to report accurately on the complex interactions between climate change and the extractive sector.
Things that journalists can do to cause climate action. One is sharing the innovative or innovations that are coming up in this arena of climate change. There are so many nature-based innovations that are happening here and elsewhere, and journalists can communicate these innovations so that they can be adapted and scaled up to address climate change challenge.
Deputy Executive Director of ACOD, Onesimus Mujenyi, emphasized the urgent need to integrate climate change considerations into national budget. He stressed that such initiatives are crucial for ensuring sustainable advocacy efforts against climate change.
So you find that actually the knowledge on integrating climate change in the planning and in the budgeting process is still limited. While we don't have a lot of resources, but the little resources that we have not been planned for adequately and utilized adequately to address climate change.
Dr. Paul Bagabo, an expert on the evolving context of energy, extractive sector and climate change, highlighted the necessity for a robust policy framework to regulate the extraction of transitional minerals. To promote energy transitions, Dr. Bagabo emphasized the importance of good governance, saying that effective governance is essential to enable media to disseminate information widely, contributing to public awareness and understanding of climate change issues. Magara Siraj Elohima from Oxfam underscored that climate change is widely recognized as the greatest threat to human development, with far-reaching economic impacts.
Climate change can lead to increase in prices because it increases the cost of production. It can reduce the profitability of farmers because it will have increased their costs. It can also increase vulnerability because when people are subject to climate change, then they are more vulnerable than ever before.
This initiative reflects ACOD's commitment to fostering informed journalism that can effectively communicate the challenges and implications associated with the extractive sector. By empowering journalists with a nuanced understanding of these issues, ACOD aims to catalyze a more informed public discourse on the crucial intersections of energy, extractives and climate change. Mary Namkose, Robert Boita, UBC News.
Primary and secondary school students have been cautioned against indulging in reckless and risky behavior like drug abuse, indiscipline and laziness during this year's festive season and the long third-term holiday. We have a detailed report.
Closed for third-term holidays, students have been challenged to lead a productive and disciplinary lifestyle. Former Katikiro of Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom, Joseph Xavier Kiza, urged parents to desist from exposing their children to social media, which may result into engaging in unbecoming behavior.
Children watch educative movies and programs other than watching these moonlight services on TV and where people are fighting in wars, because that will change the ideology of a child. The child will grow up thinking that fighting is good, and the sleeping and upbringing of that child will quite be so different from the person who has been nurtured not watching them.
Asimwe Vincent and Namanya Richard, both directors of schools, underscored the role of private sector in supplementing government programs.
For help from government, the government says it has paid help their UP schools, so they cannot help us as private. But I'm saying, as we are working, because we are helping government, to congest the children who are in UP schools. So I'm requesting if they have help like textbooks, desks, such things they should be helping us as private schools, and also taxes. Taxes are very many. They should be decreased because we are helping government to congest their schools.
When it comes to plastic materials, these private schools, the directors have tried to squeeze their meager resources to ensure the schools are concentrated. How I wish, because the children they are handling are not also private, they are public. The government came in also to also give them some support, basically when it comes to scholastic materials. For example, when we were hit by COVID, there was the issue of the abridged curriculum. The books stand at that level may not get it in those private schools. How I wish that also government came in to give some hand, it will have revamped.
The MP for Buyaga West, Tinkasimire Barnabas, stressed the need for parents to enroll children in early childhood classes as a foundation of their education career and to protect them against early marriages and school dropout.
We ask, as they go for holidays, the parents to listen to them. The parents to continue adding more value to their children. To work hard to make sure that these children are returned to school the next year. Because that their academic life has just started.
I'm Benoni Mukwaya with Musinguzi Andrew, UBC.
Jovia ng'oyolekera ku lugendo luno olw'obulamu nkuwa ekirabo eky'amaanyi agatazizibwa, amaanyi okulabibwa n'okuwulirwa mu mawanga ag'ewala ennyo, okutuuka buli wamu nga yadde togenzeeyo, ensi yonna ng'ekuli mu ngalo. Okutambula mu biseera n'okumanya buli kimu ekirina okumanyibwa. Jovia, kino kye kirabo kyange gy'oli.
Tewali kumuko ky'osobola okukola omukutu nnandameggwa ogwa MTN.
Metu Bus Industries, Namamve, the manufacturers of buses for transporters, schools, tour operators, and special purpose vans and any customized vehicle. Metu Bus Industries offers a range of buses known for safety, comfort, and reliability. Depending on your needs, a bus can simply be a point A to point B people mover with just seats, or a special design that includes power outlet, Wi-Fi, television, refreshment center, and any other specification. Buy your buses from Metu and support industrialization of Uganda. Contact us on 0788 118586 or 0782 030303. Email us metuafricabus@gmail.com. Visit our website www.metubusafrica.com.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now delve into the world of business. The National Agriculture Research Laboratories of Kawanda has introduced new post-harvest handling technology to minimize losses. The new maize sheller and cassava chipper are said to be changing farmers' lives and operations. Iman Simon Mudobera, a mechanical agriculture researcher at Kawanda, says that researching appropriate technology helps farmers to work faster than use of human labor. Details in this report.
It is a demonstration on the use of a new manual maize sheller, an innovation by National Agricultural Research Laboratories of Kawanda. Iman Simon Mudobera, a mechanical engineer, is the effort behind the demonstration.
This machine is purely for domestic shelling of maize. Before this was invented, maize is put in the sack and then you use sticks to bang to shell. In the process, there is a lot of post-harvest loss and it calls for a lot of time and a lot of labor.
This is not all. Whereas the manual sheller shells 5 bags of maize a day, its motorized counterpart does it differently.
This maize sheller before you is able to shell maize up to 700 to 1 ton per hour using a liter of petrol or diesel. This innovation is so important in a way that you can use it for domestic or commercial purposes.
Such innovation is what has been extended to cassava harvest management. The cassava chipper is used with assurance of quality and quick consumption.
I remember when I was growing up in the village, we could even have quarrels with my mother because we could forget to get the cassava out of the kitchen one morning and the cassava goes bad. But with this invention, this machine, this cassava chipper motorized, it is able to chip cassava, and this cassava which is chipped is able to dry in a day.
To ensure that these harvests are bumper from the farm, a new sprayer has been developed to reduce time wastage.
Literally, before this innovation, you were supposed to carry 20 liters on your back, you pump as you spray. 20 liters is equivalent of 20 kilograms. So you can imagine if you are spraying an acre carrying a weight of 20 kilograms, it is so tedious. But with this invention, the 20 liters are on the wheel, on the cycle wheel, and then as you move, the pressure is created in the jerry can, which helps the pressurized fluid to flow out and spread the crops.
And that remains part of the innovations that the National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, continues to put in place. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Umeme Uganda Limited has invested over 7 billion shillings to upgrade the Hoima power substation in order to make the current electricity demands in the region. Let's take a look.
Runji, the managing director Umeme Uganda Limited, explains that the company has come up with a master plan for this year and they anticipate injecting 100 billion Uganda shillings into the Hoima substation, Jinja switch station, and also building dedicated lines to the major hospitals. Mr. Birungi adds that very soon they will be launching the 1 million connections by government.
MVA, we are putting up 20 MVA. As you can see, the old substation which are going to be commissioned, very old, actually very, very old. The standard substation will be gone. This also gives us an opportunity to integrate the Kinyara line. As you can see, the concrete pole line from Kinyara.
The head of capital projects Umeme Uganda Limited, Engineer Isaac Serada, reveals that the projects are being undertaken in different parts of the country and are aimed at increasing customer base and power generation.
In terms of demand, as well as the customers that we plan to add on to the network through the government projects which have started. Otherwise, we look forward to see that we have this substation by 31st December to help supplement.
Paul Sempira, the operations manager, Umeme Uganda Limited, in charge of Western Region, says the discovery of oil in Albertine Graben has attracted many people to the area, hence the increased demand for power.
We serve about 23,000 customers, and a huge chunk of them are single-phase customers. We anticipate that with the coming of the oil industry and the businesses here, there's going to be growth on the industrial front, and there's going to be also growth in personal incomes, meaning we are going to get more demand on the domestic front also.
The site manager, International Energy Technique Uganda Limited, Mola Morogan, notes that they expect to complete works at Hoima substation on December 31st this year.
Our installation works, and by end of December we are planning to commission this substation completely and hand over to our customer. So That's it. Any questions? Plus.
What was the duration? At the moment, they are producing only 6 megavolt amps, and they intend to increase it to 20 megavolt amps at their substation, located in Bwichasel, Hoima East City Division. George Niyonzima, Benon Mukwaya, UBC News.
Chief Mechanical Engineer, Ministry of Works and Transport, Engineer Tony Kavuma, has urged automotive investors to embrace technology and make sure they protect the environment in their new innovations. Engineer Tony Kavuma was representing Works Minister General Katumba Wamala at the unveiling of the next generation Ford Ranger by Motorcare Uganda at Okello House in Kampala.
During the launch ceremony, Richard Musani, General Manager of Sales and Marketing at Motorcare Uganda, expressed and highlighted the new high-tech features, smart connectivity, enhanced safety, and versatility for the new next-gen Ford Ranger in Uganda.
Please take the time and just take off the cloth and we see the mean look, the rugged, the new guy on the street, ladies and gentlemen, and in the jungle, we give you the new Ranger. I want to
continue to deliver unmatched experiences to our customers, not only in Uganda but across other markets that we operate. It's a huge opportunity. Overall, Uganda imports about 37 cars. Out of the 37 cars, 3,000 cars are brand new.
Yasin Ibn Sadiq, Northern and Sub-Saharan Africa General Field Manager for Ford, highlighted the bold and confident design with a purposeful exterior.
Undertaken to bring cutting-edge solutions to our customers in Uganda. Today is not just about unveiling a new line of product, it's about a commitment to excellence and dedication to providing our customers with the best.
We will look after your car, that's why we're called Motor Care.
In a speech read for him by Engineer Tony Kavuma, the Chief Mechanical Engineer, Ministry of Works and Transport, General Katumba Wamala, called upon investors to innovate more and urged them to embrace technology in whatever they do in order to protect the environment.
The sales service, and I do not really need to underscore this. That notwithstanding, I also request that you make a provision for asset financing. This one, Richard plagiarized my speech, so that a number of organizations and private sector can afford to take on your products.
Very happy as government, we're very happy as the ministry responsible for transport, in the sense that these people have brought in a new model. There are three aspects that we normally consider: technology, processes, and the people. But now, on the technological side, government has gone ahead and invested so much in terms of infrastructure, in terms of vehicles, in terms of machines, plant and equipment. Of course, we cannot do our work without the support from the transport.
Mary Namkose, Jamil Sekaja, UBC News.
The new guy on the...
And that brings us to the end of our 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. With me, Wadulo Mark Arnold, your news anchor, and thank you to the team behind those panels. And see you tomorrow.